no, I can't hear you.
Yo, yo, yo.
All right, yeah.
Welcome to a special edition of Off the Bench. I'm excited to be here with my man, Zoltar of Zoltar'S Fortune NFTs. If you're tuning in, which I'm sure people will be jumping in here in a second, I'm sure you already know what's going on. We will be Zoltar is going to be dealing the flop for this week's community poker. What do you want to call it? It's a challenge, or it's not really a tournament. What do you call this?
It's not a tournament. We called it a tournament. It's technically one of our premium tournaments, but it's we just call it community poker. We don't have to really call it
community poker. That sounds good.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty excited because I do have some Zoltar NFTs. I'm not going to say what I'm playing yet. But the way this works, if you don't know how it works, is Zoltar NFTs, they're one of my favorites. I'm always talking about them. No, I'm not officially affiliated. No, Zoltar here doesn't pay me. I just really love it. And that's why I'm always talking about it. I don't shill for paid purposes, but I love poker. I love fantasy football. And those are the two kind of things that pulled me in. Basically, the Zoltar NFT is a playing card, and you can buy any card you want. Here's an example of what they look like. This screen here. I have been buying some sevens, but you can see, obviously there's aces, queens, any card you want. I bought three sevens actually, because I thought that it might help me at some point having matching cards in some sort of contest. But
it has right now, right?
It's going to right now.
That's a nice starting hand.
On the flop, once you put down those two sevens, and I have quad sevens, I'll just make space. I'll make space for my jaw in my Top Shot collection right there.
There you go. We already worked out the deal. I get half, right?
That's it. No, don't say that live. Talk about that off the air. No, that's, by the way, we are joking. Zoltar, I've gotten to know him, throughout the last month or so that he's launched his NFT. And if you don't know, I mean, these NFTs, they're not that expensive. The floor is about 0.03 Ethereum on OpenSea, and you get at least one poker tournament a week. And that's just that's the very beginning of it. Because also there's pop-up tournaments, there's cash games, there's satellites. We're now doing fantasy football with our NFTs. And I mean, the NFT is a little over $100. So you win one tournament, you've made your money back and then some. The prizes are unreal. What are the prizes for this community challenge we're doing here?
So I should have them listed right in front of me, but I know the top two right now, and the top two are the JA MGLE Season 2. I think it nets about 900, 920-ish, anywhere in that range in the past couple of days. And then for the second prize, we're giving out a Fame Lady. And I'm not sure if you guys know about it. Do you know anything about that?
They're turning around. They're turning around, and the floor is rising. That's kind of what I know. I mean,
you know the backstory behind it?
Well, I knew that it was a Russian dude pretending to be females, but explain a little bit.
No, that's it. That's pretty much it. It was a few Russian guys pretending to be females, and under the guise of females, they sold their NFTs, and they were found out. So the whole project went into a frenzy, and it was taken over by two really great women in the NFT space, and they've kind of really turned the ship around. I think it was, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, it was like 0.01. It went all the way down to 0.01, and it's back up to 0.15 or something like that. But
wow, that's times 10, over times 10 increase.
Yeah, Gary V's been talking about them, so we thought it was a nice second prize for this.
The thing was with the Fame Lady Squad, the art from the beginning was good. I always thought.
Yeah, definitely.
And if it wasn't some fakery, it would have been cool the whole time. But when the fakery was kind of found out, that's when I think people.
No, it was a popular project, even without the story that it has now. So
here's the prizes we're looking at for. So look, if you finish in the
we're going to keep that misspelling up there. I was me that made that mistake, and I didn't change it because I want the shame.
That's that rookie, Ja Morant. He's better than Ja Morant. He's Morant that's why it's such a high value. It's his Top Shot debut, I think.
Yeah.
But look, I mean, you finish in the top three, you're getting your money back for the NFT. And this isn't, I mean, this is just one thing happening this week out of many. Sometimes I wonder where you get all your prize money from.
We're very wealthy individuals.
That's it. You're just doing this for fun, right? You're basically is a charity NFT, and the charity receivers are the holders, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, look, our concept is there's other NFTs that do the same thing, but we like to say that we annuitize our NFTs for the users, so that there's if you know what an annuity is, it's just a constant stream of payments that you get from owning this one base insurance product. And that's kind of how the approach that we're taking with it. That's basically what utility is in a nutshell anyway. But we like to provide the members different streams of income throughout the week. It may not be the biggest stream. So this is our premium tournament, right? So this will be the biggest prize that we have probably in the next couple of weeks. They're not all going to be 960. I'll be right up front with that. But the thing that we like to do is we like to provide the consistency. So every Saturday we are going to have a main tournament with at least $500 to $600 in prizes each week. And if it's a good week in terms of Zoltar sales, we actually do a booster where we'll bump it. Every 10 sales we'll bump it up 10%. 20 sales, 20%. So we're always trying to really make it more valuable for you guys.
Yeah, that's cool. And I just enjoy playing. For me, I haven't won one yet, but every tournament I've played in, everyone's really nice. The community's great. You got some good players in there.
Yeah.
Last Saturday, I really was thinking I was going to take that down. I was just second in chips. You and I were at the same table for a minute. We were at the same
table. Yeah.
I got to second in chips, and then kid bedtime came. And what I should have done is just sat out, folded my blinds until I was done. But of course, I'm trying to do bedtime and play. So what happens? You get loose. I think I went all in 3 hands in a row and lost all 3 because I was just like, I gotta, I don't know. I get frustrated. I don't play poker well when I'm distracted.
Yeah.
What's up, Basketball Joes? Good to see you. Physician NFT. I know Physician NFT is a big Zoltar guy as well as a Kiba guy with me.
He's the man.
He actually beat me week 1 of the Kiba Fantasy League.
How is that working? How they work that?
It's just like a regular Yahoo league. It's just
okay. How many? So what? How many?
It's a 12-team league. It's basically just 12 of us that are in Kiba that all decided. I think Physician NFT let it up and just said, hey, in the Discord, hey, any of you guys want to play? And there was at least 12 of us that are like, yo, yeah. So it's a fun league.
He's got a project coming up, right? Physician.
No.
Oh, was I not? I hope I wasn't supposed to say that, but
hit Physician. If you ever want to shill it on stream, hit me up. You can come on with me. I'd love to have you on. Physician and I
don't know how close it is, but yeah, he's got some good stuff going on.
Yeah, we had a close game. We did. It was real close. And then last week in that league, I was down. I told this last time. I was down 80 points going into Monday night, and I ended up losing by less than a point. I had I had Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers, Hawkinson, and Swift. This was 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And, I just, it was all I needed was one more catch, like one more reception out of either Hawkinson or Swift, and Goff threw a pick with 3 minutes left, and that was the end. Hey, I'd like to welcome him on stream. I know he likes to play poker. He's in the 9 Lives Lounge. He's a fan of Zoltar. I don't know if he's got one of their NFTs yet, but I'm also excited because this guy here just picked up some Kiba avatars after winning the whitelist prize. Dream Shake, what is going on, man?
Yo, what's going on, man? Good to slide in at the last, second over here. But man, when we got so many exciting things happening tonight and also yesterday, geez, it's been jam packed with stuff.
You're talking about the Top Shot world.
Oh man, everything. Yeah, Top
Shot. Yep, it's insane. Run it back.
Yeah. How about that news?
NFL. How about NFL?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. How about that news? I mean, that's
the first thing insane. I did is I went and looked back at the run it back year, and I went to check if that was his last year, but his last year was 02-03. But one thing I hadn't thought about until this morning is that there could possibly be a LeBron Cavs moment.
You know what else happened that year, right?
That is like my dream. Gilbert Arenas brought 2 guns to the stadium to the locker room.
That's right. I'm hoping for a Gilbert moment. I doubt it happens, but a Gilbert moment would be awesome. I would love the 3-point shot. If a lot of people don't remember that, where he did the best ones out of them. The 3-point shot where he would turn around and already know he would make it.
And speaking of shot, he almost shot Bolton.
Yeah.
Wasn't it the Kobe 80-point game that year too?
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
But they're featuring Wade, so I imagine it can't get any better than him.
Someone who pays attention more than me said they explicitly said no Kobe.
Okay.
So they'll get there. They'll get there though. You don't want to give it all out before S3. We got a lot of series. A lot of series to go.
So I wonder if that's an actual thing though, because on the bottom line on the email itself, it does explicitly say, while we are going to have our athletes that you may or may not know, or NBA superstars you may or may not know, there may be some omitted that you also know, and so they're kind of already fronting that. But as for Kobe, being announced or not being announced, I haven't heard that yet. So I'd love to hear a source if NBA Top Shot has confirmed that Kobe won't be on it. All I know is that there's the explicit tag that says that, there will be some names that are omitted, which makes sense. Leave it for out of beta. But I would like to specifically hear somebody, an NBA Top Shot employee or somebody else that is specifically saying that Kobe won't be on there. I doubt it. If not, he would be the featured guy. But you just never know. I like some people are saying Shaq's not on there, Iverson's not on there, but I think it's all speculation right now as to who exactly is going to be in there or not.
Poker Pro Eric just ruined my day. Thanks, Eric. They already confirmed no LeBron run it back.
Oh.
I just
need sources. Give me some dapper official sources, Top Shot sources. Mod tweets.
I didn't put my headphones on. I can hear.
Wait, are you a Heat fan? Dream?
Oh, well, yeah. I don't know if back over here is any signal of it with Wade in the back. It's my signed Wade jersey. But yeah,
why do I think you're from Chicago? Are you from Chicago? Are you living in Chicago or something?
So I live in Chicago, but I'm from South Florida. So born in Peru, raised in South Florida my entire life. Grew up with Zoe and Tim Hardaway. And then I was there for the 2005-2006 Miami Heat championship season, which makes this a very exciting year for me. But it's going to be a lot of fun either way.
Yeah. Definitely.
I did not know you were born in Peru. Are you bilingual?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
My other Spanish speakers out there, if you ever want to come out and say what's up to me in Spanish, we can always converse.
¿Qué pasa, homie?
No, it's all love though. I mean, I'm just so happy that the NFL stuff was great, but me, I'm just a hooper first and foremost, and so Dwayne Wade, them announcing that forefront. With as soon as I opened the email, you see his face right there and stuff, or his eyes, and I'm just oh my god, I can't believe this is gonna happen. This isn't real.
Yeah. And I'm the same with you. I'm a baller. That's why I love your stream, because you have one of the only pure basketball streams, and you do talk Top Shot, but it's more focused on the NBA, the association, and your breakdowns of the conferences and the teams lately have just been phenomenal. So just
appreciate it, and I love the discourse that you bring.
Well, I try. I try not to make Jimbo too mad with my Ben Simmons takes, but I also just want to plug your stream because you're streaming tonight at 10:30. Yeah, I'm going to try to make it till 10:30 to raid you. But if I don't, and you're watching this right now and you like basketball, boards to buckets, tune in. Dream and the co-host.
Sam. Yeah, it's all good, man. Yeah, he's not in the Top Shot world, so sometimes you won't see him around as much. But it's Sam, good old Sam.
Yeah, and that's I like his perspective because he's not part of the Top Shot world. We talk so much just about Top Shot, and he's looking at it from a little different angle, just to be just kind of outside the box. And he's also just like a walking basketball encyclopedia. He knows his stuff, as do you. It's one of my favorite streams. Yeah.
Just to give you a heads up on tonight, though, I don't want to take too much away from this. You guys have a lot going on, but just really quickly, we are going to
have too much going on. But
no. We are going to have Time Lord on tonight. If you may or may not know out there in the audience, Time Lord TS. So specific to the Top Shot community.
I was gonna. Okay.
Yeah, not the Time Lord. Maybe one day, but Time Lord TS. He re-edits NBA Top Shot moments. So, and thank you, Aaron, for kind of articulating kind of what we're about. We are, NBA centered, but Top Shot is obviously like very intertwined and like integrated into it. And I think at some point down the road, it's going to be almost like mutually, like it's going to be mutual. It can't be mutually exclusive. Like they're both going to be so like interlinked between NBA and NBA Top Shot that I think it's just going to kind of go there naturally. But sometimes like there are people who are more Top Shot oriented than NBA oriented. And so for tonight, I thought it would be cool to bring on Time Lord and basically like look at these S1 plays, like Luka Doncic, S1 base set, 3-pointer, game winner. And he just sat there and he was like, I think this angle would work better. Or with the Manu Ginobili, like rib, right? Like, what if we use the close-up at the beginning instead of the end? And so I think being able to take a lot of NBA fans and put them in a room, like 20 to 30, like, different sets of eyes on one play and kind of seeing the aesthetic value behind it, I think for me, as an NBA Top Shot consumer, is going to be very interesting to see what other NBA Top Shot people like, with dunk plays. Like, do they not like it when it's zoomed out as much? Or do they like it more when, like, you see the arms in the way and, all that kind of stuff? So Time Lord creates them. We get that perspective. But I'm also interested to hear, too, from anybody else out there in the audience who, is like, that's a really dope cut. Keep doing that Top Shot. And then that way, as they start creating more moments, they make more aesthetically pleasing moments for all of us. Because that's what we want in the end, right?
Nice. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you and I have talked about this a lot, just overall moment selection. Like, I would just love to be in the room when they talk about what they're selecting, because I do have, I love Top Shot, but one of my little nitpicky things, and it is a nitpicky thing, is just overall moment selection sometimes. But I also understand, and the more I talk with people who know things, there's a lot more into it than like this guy. This is a great play. You might have some whale in the background who is threatening a lawsuit because he doesn't want to be in the moment. Yeah. You might have in your contract that you have to even out the moments in the arenas with all the teams. They might have something written in that like every arena gets moments so that every arena gets exposed. So there's little things like that we probably don't think about when it comes to moment selection. And so that's my nitpicky thing. But Zoltar, we got a flop to do, don't we?
I had one question for you guys, though.
Please.
So just with the NFL thing, our Discord's going to hate this because I feel like I brought it up like 3 times already. But if you had to rank what the best moments are from each sport, which sport would you say? Like, what would be your like 1 to 4 of the major sports? I would say soccer is second, but we're just going to go with the 4 major American sports.
For me, it would go. Is the 4th major American sport hockey? Is that?
Yeah, but should be. That's my second. I don't even like hockey.
For me, number 1 would be NFL without question. Number 2 is NBA, and then there's a drop off. Like NFL, NBA are my 2 favorite leagues. NFL number 1, always Browns fan. NBA number 2, right behind them, Cavs fan.
But we're talking about moments, though. We're talking about moments. Like NFL moments, like
throughout history.
Like, so you're saying which highlights are the best? Is basically what I'm saying. I'm not asking you which sport is the best. Which highlights do you think translate better to Dapper?
To be honest, I'm not a fan, but I would think UFC highlights will translate the best. I mean, you're talking about like a Conor McGregor spin kick. Yeah, that's just so devastating. That's like, because UFC, the moments happen in 3-second bursts where you're like, oh my gosh, and that happens in NBA too and NFL, but it's just so much more devastating on a UFC. I don't dislike UFC. I just never really got into it like hardcore. I like watching it. And besides that, I think a touchdown would just be a sick, always just a sick highlight.
But most touchdowns aren't that good, though. So here's what I was getting. Dream, you go. You didn't say anything.
Actually, make your point, because I could hop off of your point, because I think I know where you're going to go with this. But yeah, go ahead if you want.
The football is a 60-minute game, right? There's 10 minutes of plays. There's maybe 3 good plays a game, and those plays aren't usually the good plays are usually game-defining plays. They don't always have to be like spectacular, like jukes for like 80-yard touchdowns. So I'd say NFL for me would probably be lower than what most people would think. I'd say it's probably third. I'd put it next to baseball. Baseball's got some decent like plays in the outfield are cool, like diving shortstop plays are cool. Hitting is just a joke. Like I wouldn't want to see anybody hitting a baseball. But NFL, I think it's low key the most boring American sport. And I think that's a really,
the ratings.
really hot
I
take.
gotta say, the ratings disagree with you.
Do you watch full NFL games?
I watch
without watching Red Zone. I'm sure you watch Browns games, but I watch an NFL game and I want to die. And I watch more NFL than anybody you guys know. Like anybody.
I watch NFL every Sunday from 1 o'clock to midnight, straight through. I watch the Browns game, and then I watch Red Zone, and then whatever the Sunday night game, I watch that, and then I watch the Monday night game. I love football. I had season tickets to the Browns for 4 years back when this dude named Bill Belichick was our coach for a minute.
Yeah.
And I to each their own. I almost could argue that a soccer highlight, because when you watch, to me, soccer is the sport where you got to watch a long time for them the one highlight, but that one highlight matters so much.
Mm-hmm.
Soccer goals, I think,
the highlights
would be up there. And I know Danvers got La Liga, and then another partnership besides La Liga as well.
Yeah.
So I think
speaking of, sorry, real quick. Speaking of Top Shot, we got a Top Shot employee waiting to come in. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stream. Y'all know him, y'all love him. Luke, also known as El Dumbo. Welcome, man. How's it going?
Good.
What's going on, man? Nice to meet you.
I'm good. I had some headset issues, so if I start cutting out, just let me know. All day, my headset's just been like fried. I think I need to get a new one. How are you all doing though?
Doing well. Getting to talk craps about some NFL apparently, which is great. Like it's right. Even though I watch Red Zone every Sunday, I'm a Miami Dolphins season ticket holder. I do have to agree. I mean, this is why we're bringing on Time Lord tonight, because like I've been clicking on a lot of these moments and his re-edits. And, when NFL kind of came into the mix, I thought to myself, just them having helmets on makes it very difficult to get a camera angle kind of where you want it. There are 11 people on the field at once. So already positionally speaking, you're really gearing your moments and your best looking ones towards skill position players who are either making the offensive play or for the defensive players that are going to knock them out. And that's what we want to see, right? I think for basketball, what makes it very interesting is that you can not only know, because it's a superstar-driven league, like who the moment is about, the player themselves, without even having to show their face. You can get Manu Ginobili's bald spot on the back of his head. You can get his jersey if you don't know, if you just want to read the name of the player, or just his likeness in the move itself. Like all that's right there in an NBA Top Shot moment. So like I feel like basketball, I'm super biased because it's my favorite sport. But like that's there. But you also hit on a very interesting point that I never thought about ever before, Brock Doggy, and that was, with soccer and with football, because it's almost criminal for me to call it soccer based on where I grew up with my dad in Peru and stuff. He would slap me for even saying the word soccer. But for soccer, what you're saying about the goals themselves tend to be what allures a lot of people, right? It's like the defining moment of the game. Anybody who's a connoisseur of the sport knows that it's about the journey from the beginning that the ball gets touched off the field to the 90th minute. Like it's about the journey all the way to the end. But how do you capture like somebody breaking past a player like Cristiano Ronaldo, Manchester United? Like, what do you call that? Do you call that a dribble play? And then like, what do you call like a good defensive play? Like, do you call that like a tackle play? Yeah, so like I think being able to define like soccer plays in the NFT space is going to be very interesting. I think for the NFL, having to figure out how to like make, some positions matter a little bit more than you might think, like linemen. Do you even have to do that? I don't know. But basketball's already got 5 players on the floor, most of them who you probably know already if you have some semblance of the NBA. It's super marketable, very easy. And that's why I think Top Shot and Dapper Labs in general, picking that as the premier sport to start off with, boom. You guys take it away.
I agree.
Basketball has always led to the most like super duper stars because they're not naked on court, but you can see everything about them. In baseball, they got helmets, they got gloves. In football, obviously, you barely see their face. I mean, when was the last time you saw an offensive lineman get a huge, promotional contract or a, good endorsement deal? So that is true, and I agree. It was really smart to start with basketball players because they are more marketable as individuals. But the beast of football in the United States is still just it's a runaway freight train that I don't think any other sport is ever going to catch. One category I was just thinking about, and I'm going to show a little clip here. If they had a category, stiff arm, how great would that be? A stiff arm category? Because I was just thinking while you guys were talking, and I was thinking about, I remember this run from last year. Nick
Derrick
Chubb
Henry.
against the Eagles.
Chubb?
Now, the
Okay.
most
Had
amazing
it.
thing about this,
He does it too. Yeah.
the most amazing thing about this run in this stiff arm is if you watch real close, the guy who eventually tackles him like 40, 50 yards down the field is the same dude that he stiff armed on his ass like 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So credit to that dude on the Eagles. Let's take a look. I love Nick Chubb.
Opportunity to square up.
Later, right there.
Yep.
Now watch, that
How
guy
is
gets
this-
up and
how-
catches him.
Another one.
There he is. There he is coming from behind. Boom, he got him right there.
Wow.
95. Show the replay. The slow-mo replay of that stiff arm is epic.
Pinballing yards from Nick Chubb.
Man, oh man, Nick
Watch
Chubb,
this stiff arm.
right off the bat, watch Nick Chubb turn back into the line of scrimmage.
Later,
right
homie.
here. Bam. Little stiff arm. Not today,
There he
buddy.
comes.
Not
95's
today.
hustling, though.
Nick Chubb
He's hustling.
just stiff arming people. Look
Right
at
here. Boom.
Ugh.
this. Whoa.
That's a
Welcome to
defensive
the NFL,
lineman.
Joe Ostman.
Yeah. Osman,
Look at Baker.
Just so excited. Baby steps, Baker.
All right, so last thing. I think that might be, of all recent moments, that would be one that I'd pay up for sure.
Did you hear that, Dumbo? Get that feedback over there. We got a guy.
The Marshawn Lynch play, the beast mode Marshawn Lynch play, that's an all-timer. I mean, that is an all-timer. DK Metcalf running down Baker last year. I remember that. That was insane. DK Metcalf can fly.
I'm looking. I just want to see clean, crisp routes. I want to see Justin Jefferson route wide open. Doesn't even have to catch the ball.
I'm a fan of
That's
those
all I need
too.
to see.
Just haven't played the sport, but yeah, I mean, I love a nice clean route, catch it over top somebody. Hey, nothing wrong with the more dainty wide receivers out there, but it's all good. I love it.
I wonder if they have like just a I don't know what you would call it, a pancake category for offensive linemen. Just pancake blocks. I don't know. There's a lot of NFL categories you could put in there.
You could do fun things with the categories for sure that you can't do in soccer, which maybe you could, but you'd have to think about it a little differently and like just making it. But the thing is that one thing you have to always keep in mind, and I'm sure like Dumbo can agree with this as well. I myself, as just a connoisseur of sports, I don't know how much the global world actually ever wants to adopt American football. While, I don't know if that's ever going to be a thing. I could be my own bias going against it. But if there's going to be any thing that propels the global audience into actual NFL watching behavior, it's going to be NFTs with Dapper and with this whole partnership. This would be how you would do it, right? I watched a WNBA game for the first time in 3 years the other night, partially because I owned the moment of one of the players who were playing and it was playoffs. So why not watch a WNBA moment? With La Liga, people know Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, Barcelona, but they may not know the rest of La Liga. And even for the fair weather fans who support those teams, by being able to invest in or even collect, let's say the NFT soccer moments of La Liga, you might learn a lot more about the rest of the ecosystem, the rest of the sport. I was talking actually with Phil D on one of the spaces the other day with the First Mint, and he was telling me how he hadn't even watched MotoGP ever. He's more of an F1 guy, and how he'd watched this entire season just because he had owned one. He got invested. And when we think about a lot of our behaviors with fantasy football, it kind of makes sense. You draft a player, it's maybe no different than you collecting an NFT of a player and becoming therefore more loyal to the sport. So if this can't make the global audience accept the NFL, then I think that there's a limitation on that league in general. So I'm kind of with you there, Zoltar.
I just want to jump in there for a second. You hit the nail on the head that NFTs can be the gateway for people to become fans of sports. And you're talking theoretically, you're using MotoGP. We've seen it in our community with the WNBA. The way the NBA Top Shot community embraced the WNBA, it's the second most completed set by numbers on the site is the WNBA set. That's insane. And I feel we don't talk about it enough. We don't step back and say, if you asked any general person outside the US, they don't really know about WNBA. It's a very national focused sport. Our user base is very international, but in terms of the WNBA fandom, and even within the US, I'm not 100% sure, but the fandom levels are just 5x in the NBA. Obviously, WNBA is a lot newer. That's the big reason there. But when you look at it on Top Shot, it's the balance is so much closer. People have embraced the WNBA. Obviously, not everyone will, but at the same time, not everyone wants to collect NBA. I don't know who those people are, but apparently they're out there. So, I think we're going to see the same thing with NFL. Keep in mind, we're talking about using the same Dapper wallet across these platforms. Now, that's for the.
Is that confirmed?
I don't think it's been confirmed that we
will
do it. I think that's the plan.
Exclusive right here on off
No,
the
it's
bench.
definitely
Dumbo
not
just
exclusive.
completely
It's definitely not exclusive. We've said that.
retweet it over and over.
We've said that in the NFL Dapper Discord. You can go and look for yourself.
Okay.
the idea-
Yesterday was the question, but that's cool.
Yeah, so if you're not in the NFL Dapper Discord, I would recommend it. Now these are separate products, but
Yes.
the Dapper wallet can be the same. So like I don't know if that's like 100%, if that's like a long-term vision. I'm not on the product technical side that deals with it, but like, can you imagine in a few years' time when we have La Liga, we have the potentially UFC, even Super Bowls, all these IPs, and they're always in one wallet? How would you not want to go and check out another one? How would you not be like, look, I'm diehard NFL fan. I love what they're doing here. I'm not that big into like La Liga, but I'll check it out because I want to collect more moments. They're doing a pack drop. I'll go check it out. And I think we're just going to create a whole almost metaverse approach of collecting these sports moments. And that's really exciting to think what it's going to look like in a couple of years' time.
Yeah, it'd be cool to be like, I want this Baker Mayfield, so I'm going to sell a LeBron to get some money to buy this Baker Mayfield. Like that, it's all just be in the same mix. That's awesome.
But that's what somebody brought up. Like, will that actually take away from NBA Top Shot? Like, if that were to happen, like, is that something to worry about? I don't think so. Especially if you include staking, right? Like, I can stake my KD MGLE moment. I know I never want to sell it, but maybe I can create Dapper Bucks in the future and maybe buy some other moments.
I don't think staking's a factor. What like the idea that if we obviously, I think when like it first launches like publicly, there'll be a little dip because everyone will be so excited. But like, let's talk like after the initial week, the initial month. Why would it? Like, I don't understand why it would, because the argument is people would want to go from NBA to NFL, but it would happen the other way. We'll have new collectors who will join the NFL platform, who would then be like, oh, I want to go check out the NBA one. Like, I just think it will happen both ways. So like, it seems like the spike in one is going to spike the other, and it's going to be, I think it'll be like peaks and troughs. I think what will happen is, when it's like the finals of NBA, NFL will probably dip a little bit. When it's the Super Bowl, like the NBA is going to probably dip a little bit. But I think overall, on a longer term annual scale, I don't think we'll see much impact once they're both like established and they've set up. Like, also, I don't think as many of our community are going to be like, I want to jump into, using the NFL product when it's in super early access. People might say that, but I don't know when you guys will join the platform, each of you, but I think most of us remember what it was like pre-December time, pre-January time. It wasn't a stable marketplace. The marketplace was in a lot of maintenance. The pack drops were always there's a lot of stress tests. There's a lot of wait around. And like, obviously we've learned from that and we can implement some of that into when we build out like other IP in the future, like NFL, but we still do have to do a lot of testing. So like, people are going to be like, I can buy my like whatever NFL moment, but it's like a queue and it's awkward and it's difficult. But the NBA Top Shot marketplace is a little bit more evolved. So I'll just stick here for now. I think we'll see some of that.
Someone asked me today, are you going to go sell off your Top Shot moments in order to stack up on season 1, S1 NFL? And I said, no, I'm just going to go broke.
Mate,
I'm not selling. I'm going to be buying for sure 100% NFL. Are you kidding me? But I'm not going to sell for it. No.
So there will be some people that do that.
There will be.
I mean, Dumbo just said it. Like, any form of cannibalization that you're going to get from NBA to NFL is going to be completely dwarfed by the number of new users that come onto the platform for NFL. It's going to be a non-issue. Like, I don't even understand why people are even bringing that up, because I mean, maybe in the micro, like maybe like Dumbo's saying, the day to day, maybe you're going to see a dip. But I mean, to think bringing NFL onto a platform is going to be a bad thing in any way is just kind of silly.
That's like saying 5 + 5 equals -5.
Yeah, right.
But they will be separate entities, right? Like, there won't ever be a day where they can do like a crossover, like, and I'm sure you can't say, oh, it's never going to happen, but I want to imagine that, like, just because the Dapper can be integrated between different sport platforms doesn't necessarily mean that, like, for a challenge, I might need to collect like 3 NFL moments and like 3 NBA moments and a La Liga moment, right? Like, is that something that like has been in conversations? I think they would be generally separate, right?
I mean, it's definitely not a conversation I've been in, because that's obviously like a challenge in the future, in like such a long time in the future. Like I said before, when it comes to like anything about challenges, like if I don't need to know, I won't be in that conversation. And across the team, just because it's like an extra security. Like, obviously, there's always someone from community. Every sort of team that you can think of would have someone in there, but we don't need that many cooks in the kitchen. So in terms of those things, like, it's just not something I need to be focused on at all. But also, like, stepping back for a second, I don't think it should be on anyone's expectations or radar that we'll see a lot of like cross-platform from the get-go, because like that is a big ask. I think both not, and when I say big ask, I mean for like every layer. It's a big ask for like the technical side of things, track that. It's a big ask for like partners and IP, like, hey, NBA, we're going to do that. Like, how do we make that fair for both, that they both feel represented? And also it's a big ask for like collectors. Like, okay, now you have to go join another platform that you might not been interested in, and it's like it's not live yet. Like when maybe all of them are out of beta, then it becomes a conversation to have. But I don't think we should make users on a platform that's more sort of tested and developed feel like they have to go to a platform that's less tested and less developed. And that's just the nature of releasing products at different time frames. I love the idea. I just don't think we should expect that for years, if ever.
But you know what? Even the possibility like really like gets me excited, because it's the equivalent of having Marvel and DC produced by one, like their movies produced by Sony, for instance, or by Disney, like both of them under like, you know, the same like entity that could distribute like their moments, their movies, whatever it is. So like the fact that you could potentially one day bring them both into the same room, to me is mind boggling, because the NFL and NBA have existed on just such different like trajectories. I mean, it's just crazy. Even the way that they schedule, like everything about the NBA getting back on like their old schedule from the COVID like postponement was all about like making sure that they could escape the tail of the NFL. Like that's how it always has been. And so I think it's really cool that like Dapper now, like this will be the first time, at least in my mind, that there's like a shared company of products between the two. Like I've never thought of one, except for maybe shared endorsements with like Coca-Cola and Pepsi or whatever it is. But even then, sometimes it's like NFL has one and then like NBA has the other. It's very like atypical that they'll both be under like one umbrella for their productization. So I think that's crazy.
Real quick, everyone, if you're in the stream and you like music, I just want to let you know that when we do the flop, and I'll recap that in a second. After the flop, I'm going to show a music thing. I know a lot of my viewers love music. My buddy Josh Daniels is a local musician. I show him a lot on my stream. I interviewed him the other day. We did what he called a rig rundown. And so we went through all of his equipment, and he kind of showed like, you know, he plays the acoustic with like 15 different pedals, and he's got all these sound effects and stuff. And so it was only for his paid subscribers, this interview, but he said I could show it on the stream tonight. So in between this stream and Boards to Buckets, I'm going to show some music. So stay tuned if you like music. Also, if you're just joining us, we're the point of this stream is because Zoltar's Fortune NFT, we are dealing the flop tonight, and this is a big deal because anyone who holds 2 Zoltar NFTs can play them against this flop, although you don't have to declare them yet. The really cool thing about this week's contest is that after the flop, you have till Friday to see 4th Street, and in between now and Friday, you can go ahead and purchase NFTs if you want. In other words, you can purchase the nuts if you want. And if there's a tie, it will come down to the serial number. Also, if you have 2 of the same card, you can play them. Like unless I go buy the nuts after this, I'm planning on playing the 7 of clubs and the 7 clubs. So Zoltar, if you don't mind, you know, throwing a whole bunch of clubs or 7s out there on the flop, I appreciate that. Like we talked about earlier. You know, remember I gave you that PayPal?
No, I gotcha. Yeah.
Oh, wait. We were supposed to talk about that off air. Sorry.
Yeah, dude, you're doing it again.
El Dumbo, are you in the Zoltar's Fortune NFT?
No, but I mean, I might be going out and buying some of the flop come down, like real nice.
Dumbo.
Wait, did you guys know that we have a shark in here?
I just heard yesterday in the in our Cool Cats Discord. Yeah, I definitely heard about some like poker.
Thank you. Thanks. I appreciate
craziness.
That. That's really nice of you. I mean, I'm not mad. Who is it?
Yeah.
I don't know who it is.
Oh yeah. Well, why don't we let the man speak?
This guy's playing in the World Series.
Yeah, I want to.
El Dumbo did.
Yeah, the Royal Society of Players, they did a satellite, and I was playing it, and I won, and it's actually pretty dope. It's like an amazing looking NFT. I really like the way it looks, and the NFT gives access to the World Series of Poker main event. And like, it's just, I just love that. And like, it's weird to talk about it as the center of it, but as someone who's, you know, in the NFT scene as a community manager for, you know, Top Shot, I love the fact that with like somebody is going to play in the World Series, someone who's played poker for years is going to play in the World Series simply because they bought and owned an NFT and used it. Like, that's amazing to me that we're already at that point. And like, you know, when I win it, it's going to be a hell of a story.
Man.
Yeah.
That's
All right.
awesome.
That's awesome. That's a dream of mine, to be honest.
You
that's
said,
a dream of mine.
Yeah, same.
What is that? What are you showing?
So I'm gonna give away a moment real quick here. This is what I do.
I
on my
wanted to
stream
ask
a lot.
Dumbo. Can I ask Dumbo one more question?
Go for it.
Yeah, go ahead. Here, let me set this up, and then you can ask while that people put numbers in the chat. I've got a card here. The way you win a moment is going to be for a Darius Garland 15K LE. You have to put a suit and number in the chat. You cannot go over this card. So if this is the 6 of clubs and you put the 8 of clubs, there's no way you could win. So it's like Price is Right. You can't go over. Everyone put a number or face card and suit in the chat. You have 25 seconds, and you can go ahead and ask your question, Zoltar.
Is this for the curry?
No. This is just for a Darius Garland LE, one of mine.
Oh, okay. All right. I got you. Wait, so Dumbo, you've been playing poker for a while? Did you say you've been playing for years?
Yeah, I was professional for like only online, nothing crazy. But when I finished uni, back when I was like 21, so that was about 8 years ago, I did it professionally. I lived off poker winnings for like 5-6 years. And then I moved into like general sports advantage play and casino advantage play. And then I ended up at Dapper. So,
man.
Did you ever run into Osimo on the poker circuits? I know he was a big time poker player before he turned into a DFS.
I never played online, and I mostly played on like European sites, so I wouldn't have ran into anyone like that. And I never went like crazy, you know, like I had some deep runs and some online tourneys, played some cash, but like I was mostly like making money for like, I would like do like 3-4 months of poker and then travel for the rest of the year, like spend my bankroll and then build it back up and just keep doing like that. Like in retrospect, it was terrible planning for like later life. Like I could have just worked for 5 years and been chilling, because back then online poker was so easy to make. Not easy, but like if you studied, if you just put the work in, you could do pretty well. Now it's like so competitive. So yeah, probably a wasted opportunity if anything. But you go enjoy it, haven't you? You know.
Oh no, but I mean, what do you are you ready to reveal? Is that what
I believe we've got a winner here? Yeah, I think most of the entries have stopped, so I'm going to assume people have already put it in. I don't see anything closer than the 8 of diamonds. The card was the Jack of diamonds. I did see an Ace of diamonds, but that's low, and there was a 2 of diamonds and a 5 of diamonds, but this was the closest. So it's always someone who has like letters instead of a name. So GDQ 6280. Put your
he was chatting earlier, to be fair.
But no, I don't care if people chat. Is every winner on my stream like, see this guy here, Stargate? Like, why couldn't he win? Or Camzak? Like, these are easy names to pronounce. Trunk Tree Witty, B Bleezy, like all these people. Poker Pro Eric. It's always someone who has like, what is GDQ 628? You know, like it's always like an initial. Every time someone wins on my stream, it's a name that I can't pronounce. But I'll just call you GDQ. GDQ, put your Top Shot name in the chat, and I'll send you over a moment. If you're in Sunday stream, I'm about like halfway through sending all those moments out. I gave away like 8 or 9 moments. I gifted like 5 or 6 today. So if you didn't get one yet, you'll get it.
You have to do gift and cooldowns?
Yes. Thank you. Jacob hooked me up a couple weeks ago. I appreciate that.
That's right. Then yeah, I was just checking. I know it was on the list, but I wasn't sure if it had been done. Like it's so messy. Not messy. I shouldn't say that like it's a bad thing, but there's just been so much going on, and so people.
You got to be careful, and you got to be careful.
Well, it's more that like it's so hard to keep track. So we'll be like, all right, let me look into it. Like there's many people I need to get back to, but like we've been working on like the NFL, and I couldn't say that to people, and they're like, why are you being slow to respond? Why are you not dealing with it? I'm like, oh, there's just so much going on at the moment. Like we had.
I knew something was going on because y'all were quiet.
WNBA, like NFL, it's been like boom, 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 and I'm just like, oh man, I think.
And he's still putting out fires in the NLL while this is happening. Hey, Dr. Suits access, where is it? Where is it? And he's in there responding. So like, I mean, I didn't even know that. It's crazy that you're working on this.
And I think people Go ahead,
one of the coolest things like that I love is when somebody is like low key, really either good at something or really successful in something, never flaunts it, but you find out about it way after the fact. Like me finding out last night that Dumbo was like this like crazy like poker dude was like so cool. Like I was like, wow, this is like something that I didn't even know about like him. And like just being able to find out that after the fact, I think was just, I don't know. I always love hearing that from people. Like, oh yeah, by the way, like I'm also like, you know, a big financial consulting of like the, you know, a top 500 like firm in the entire world or whatever. Like it's just it's interesting.
By the way, I was born out of the country and I'm bilingual. You know, like
yeah, you never
like for real. I just learned that about you, and I've known you for a long time now. Then that's awesome. Like you know, you don't know. You know, humble people that don't brag are the best.
Good, love it. That's what I love about Dumbo too. So yeah, no, that's really cool. Was RSOP your first like non-NBA Top Shot NFT, or was it like the first one that you really got into?
No, not really. Did go quite hard into it, but not the first one. I love the project. I think when it came out,
really good.
Like all the utility and stuff. I've done a few of the tourneys now, but yeah, me and mate are both pretty big into it. And I just don't have the time to follow it. So he just tells me what I should buy on it. He's like, just buy these cards. I'm like, all right, mate. I'll just go for it. Because I think it's like the team are amazing. And I'm not trying to like pump my bags. I'm saying like obviously do your own research. But I do think the fact they've given out a World Series of Poker main event like entrance is incredible. They could have done like $1,000. They could have been like, oh, we'll give you $500 or whatever.
Crazy.
But they gave that out. And like I just really respect. And not only that, but the whole community have responded so positively. So like no one was like annoyed that I like knocked them out, and like everyone's just embraced it. And I think that's awesome, because when you're playing for that sort of money, like you could like I would understand if people were annoyed at me, but they weren't. And I think that's awesome. I think
GDQ, if your Top Shot name is Stranger in a Strange Land, that's cool. If not, put your Top Shot name in the chat so I can send you a moment. If not, I'll just have to send it to the second place winner. I'm sorry, Dumbo. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just want to make sure I get this moment right.
No, it's right. I've actually got a bounce. I can hear my dog scratching at the door. She wants to go out for a walk. So
I also think we're ready for the flop. What do you think, Zoltar?
Yeah, sure.
And El Dumbo, I really appreciate you coming on. Anytime I have a Top Shot employee on, I think that's awesome. I chatted with you a long time ago in the Discord. You probably don't remember, but one thing I know about you is you're very responsive, very dedicated. Everyone loves El Dumbo. You were loved even before you were hired by Top Shot. So that's awesome, and I really appreciate you coming on. And I am anytime you want to come on, you got an open invite.
I appreciate that. We should do a poker night at some point. That's what I think we should do. Get some action happening. Thank you for having me.
Grab yourself some Zoltar NFTs.
I might have to. I'm gonna see the flop, and I might be grabbing them on my mobile when I'm out. But yeah,
we'll get a poker night going.
I love it. All right, catch you later. Thank you.
Right.
Peace. Appreciate it.
Dumbo.
That was awesome.
Oh yeah,
love having. By the way, quick plug for my stream on Sunday night. I got another Top Shot employee coming on, Candy, aka Rude Moose from Top Shot. But it's also Ladies' Night next Sunday, so we're gonna have the Pseudo Sisters, Steph and Jennifer. We've got Swicky coming on. We've got Candy, like I said. We've got I can't even think. Little Newbie coming on, now known as NFT Newbie, also known as Jalen. She's a rock star. And there's one person I'm leaving out. Oh, Tatiana. How did I leave out Tatiana?
Tatiana
Dumas, the reigning ninja champion of Australia. And all these people love NFTs and love Top Shot, and they are all very, very intelligent ladies. This Sunday at 9 Eastern.
Sunday at 9. Do you know what's going on at 9 o'clock this Sunday, right? Brady in New England. That's gonna be a lot of multitasking there.
You know, to be quite honest, I believe this will be my last Sunday night stream, because the combination of me being a sloth on Sundays, having a few cold ones during the Browns game, maybe some herbal things, and then Sunday night football. Like I miss it every week. I miss Sunday night football, and then by the time I stream, I'm just like, hey everybody, so I think I'm gonna switch the stream off of Sunday night, but this Sunday night should be a great one with these ladies. I love them all. They all accepted me. They were all way earlier than me, and they kind of, some of them just really took me under their wing, taught me a lot. The pseudos with Top Shot. Jalen taught me all about Zedrun. Swicky has her own NFTs, which are amazing. She's also in Kiba. So I just can't wait to sit down with these ladies. I really want to pick their brains and just see. I want to dig into their background a little bit.
Do me a favor.
You got it.
And ask Tatiana Dumas about Ben Simmons.
That sounds
just make sure to ask her, and then make sure that also Jimbo's in the room too, because she's got a great take on Ben Simmons that everybody should hear. She's awesome, like Top Shot Swicky. Like I don't know as much about Jalen, like Lil Newbie. I've seen her around, but she's great people. Like it's a huge testament to you that you got this whole awesome crew on for Sunday.
Newbie is like legit, like plays herself off as like but she's like a genius. I swear, she's like a super hardcore, like knows a lot about like I believe like computers and programming and things like that. And then we might, but her and I have been talking smack about Beat Saber on VR.
Have to do it.
It's a VR game. We might figure out, because there's this new software where you can stream yourself playing and it looks like you're immersed in it. We might Sunday night finally have the battle live on stream. That's just going to come down if we can get it set up. If you don't know what Kiba is, GDQ, actually I'm going to call you Stranger in a Strange Land because it's easier. House of Kiba is an amazing, I don't even know what to call it. They have memberships, and tomorrow they're dropping their avatars. The avatars are 0.2 Ethereum each. I believe some of those avatars from the private sale already sold for over 1 ETH today. Dream was able to get in and get some. I got shut out. I got 0. Well, I got one. I got my free one. But the House of Kiba is basically, it's a startup NFT VR company that you can buy into. They partner with other NFT with celebrities. They partnered with Dwayne Wade. They partnered with LaMelo Ball, Gutter Cat Gang, Bored Ape Yacht Club, and they make skins, environments, games. I really recommend you check out this drop tomorrow. It's not going to be cheap, but if you actually get one, Genesis members, I actually had 2 memberships and sold one this last Tuesday for 4 ETH, and it was $500. So that helped me pay off a big bill that I had sitting over my head for almost a year. I was so sad to see it go, but I have another one, because one thing you get with your Kiba membership is an airdrop every month of an NFT, and
For life.
For life. And the NFTs that I've already gotten and sold have more than made up for the 500 already.
Mm-hmm.
Kiba does everything the right way. So if you're watching, I just encourage you to check it out. I know a lot of you in the chat already know about it. Let's do this flop.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do this flop. I'm excited. Let's go.
Here's the thing. I'm coining that and annuitizing our NFTs. That's what they're doing. They're giving you a monthly stream of income with their for life. That's
I love that. I'm not a poker guy, but I need to get into the fantasy football stuff. Rock Doggy today sent us like how you do the fantasy football stuff, and like definitely interested in like getting more, like learning more about that, because I don't know as much about poker, but like the kind of utilities that you're creating out of it, I think is so interesting. That gamification is like how you keep the value up. So great job.
Yeah. And just so you know, it's simple. We take the top 52 projections. We put them down from ace to 2, like starting with the ace of spades is always the top projection. And if you have those cards, you get to use them. Like some people have like 9 cards. They get to pick from their 4 of their 9 cards of what they want to play this week. So just another, it's a small game.
Right now, this week I've got 2 Jimmy Garoppolos and a Ben Roethlisberger this week ready to go. You never know. You never know. I gotta buy one. I gotta buy one more though, so I can compete.
It'll be contrarian, I'll tell you that. Like
hey,
right?
I mean, quarterbacks, you never know. They can score a lot.
Ben's due for another one. Like he's got a knocked out receiving core now. Like he's got maybe a nice, like, what's his face, Chase Claypool, and then Jamar Chase too. I mean, like he's got some options there.
The best Ben Roethlisberger description I ever heard is that he looks like the dad who ate too much at the Thanksgiving table, and he's really full and his belly's full of beer, but he decided to just go out there and chuck it around anywhere. He can't move. But he's just, throwing dimes, but he can't move. Like he's just like tired and just doesn't want to be there. I think the Steelers are done. I think
that's the best.
I think so field, too. He's one of my favorite players of all time on the field. Elway's my number 1. Ben's up there somewhere. But one of the things I like about watching Ben Roethlisberger play, and I'm not a Steelers fan or anything, but guys just bounce off of him. In his day, like they just like tackle him and they just like bounce off of him.
He's bigger than linebackers.
Yeah.
And he doesn't move. Like that's why he's like the Thanksgiving dad. Like he doesn't move, but you still can't sack him.
Dad, I love it.
Yeah, and you've got to watch a lot of him throughout the years.
Don't. I mean, his record against the Browns, I don't know it exactly, but it's something like 25-3 or something. I mean, it's not. Yeah. It's real bad. I was talking to my buddy JT Pick'em. Or TC Pick'em. I realized I go to the Vegas every single year and I bet the Browns money line every year. And the Browns have lost their opening week game for 17 years in a row. And I probably bet 15 of those years Browns money line in Cleveland. Like it just never, like this year I would have won with the points against Kansas City, but I bet the money line. I call it my annual donation to the Caesars Sportsbook.
Oh, it's awesome. Well, you know what, guys? I'm gonna let you guys go and handle this. I gotta go prep for our stream in a bit.
Half hour, boards to buckets.
Boards to buckets. Right. Yeah, I'll go and I'll drop it in the chat over here in case you guys want to join us. But
please.
As usual, Rock Doggy, always a pleasure to come and hang out with you guys. I know you guys are about to do the flop, so I'll have it centered on you guys and all that good stuff. But yeah, Zoltar, good as always. I will at some point get into the project. It's just right now with everything. Like when I get into it, like I want to be playing. I want to be like, up there. I don't want to just buy one and like, oh yeah, I'm done here. I want to like be fully immersive into the whole project.
Oh, for sure, man. Completely
definitely spreading it out as where I can though.
I appreciate you jumping on, brother. I'm sure I'll be in the stream and chat.
For sure, man. All right. Well, I'll catch you guys later then.
Peace, brother.
Later.
All right.
So
I know people are waiting. Let's do this flop.
Let's try this. So I want to. Oh shit! See, I don't know how to deal cards.
New deck. I need a new deck. I need a new deck.
I did bend the card already. So we're just gonna shuffle like this. I don't know how to do anything other than what I'm doing right now with shuffle.
Let's get some W's in the chat.
This is it.
W's in the chat for this. I'm copying off other people. Let's get some R's in the chat. RD's in the chat for Rock Dog for this flop.
All right, we ready? So we're burning one card, right? We burn one card and then we're gonna deal them.
Burn one.
So
flip
here we go. I'm gonna no cheating here. Ready? Here's our burn card. 9 of diamonds.
No. That was supposed to be a 7 of clubs. You
gotta that is a 7. All right, you ready?
Come on, 7.
Oh boy.
Is that a 7?
Yeah, it's a 7.
It is.
Yes,
let's go. Let's go, baby. Yeah. One more 7.
Wow. That's amazing.
7.
All right. 7, 9. Oh boy. There's a straight. Someone's got a straight.
There's a straight out there. There's this. Yeah, he burned one. Someone asked if he burned one. He did.
Yeah, I burned. Here's the burn card over here. All right, so there we go. Oh, so there's a flush draw. There's a straight draw. You're gonna need a lot.
Got 2 diamonds. Here, I might if I get off the screen. Hang on, let me if I get off the screen, I can see it.
I get it. Good. Dude, I lost you.
Coming. I'm back.
All right, there you go. All right,
I wanted to get you full screen so we can see the cards.
Right. There's the cards. Yeah, I think.
All right, there it is, ladies and gentlemen.
There's the flop. So
you know what I like? I like this. You know why I like this flop? There's no nuts you could buy.
Yeah, not right now.
There's no nuts. If you could buy stuff thinking you got it, but depending on what 4th Street and River are, you might not have them.
For anybody watching, you can only use 2 cards. If you have 4 cards, this is not Omaha. It's only Hold'em. You can only use 2 cards. So that's how this is going to work.
And if you missed it earlier, you have till Friday. Friday is 4th Street. So you can go out right now, buy some Zoltar NFTs that you think might match up with this flop. And the grand prize is real small. It's a $900+ jaw. Second place is $700. Who is it?
It's a $450 or $400 fame lady, something like that. I don't know the price. $375 fame lady, and then a better verse for 140's 3rd place, 4th place, $70 battle bot, 5th place Kawhi Leonard Seeing Stars, 6th place Donovan Mitchell 15K, 7th is SGA 40K, and then you get paid out up till 20th place with a floor Top Shot moment. And I don't know about you, but I get excited even when I get a floor moment. It's most likely going to be a Suns, like a Jamison Crowder, because I don't know. So this one guy, Daily Dial, I think you see him comment. Yeah, there he goes. He keeps sending me Suns floor moments, so I have like 300 of them to give out. So expect those guys.
Yeah, how many Chris Pauls do you have? You need to talk to Steph. You should take
Chris Paul's not a floor moment though.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
true.
He's probably like $5,
true that.
something like that.
So yeah, Daily Dial's right. The nuts now is 810, but as soon as that next 7 comes on 4th Street, the nuts will be 2 7s. Which is where I'm laying down. I'm just telling you now.
Or dude, if the board pairs, right?
If the board pairs, I got the boat.
Yeah,
boat it up.
Yeah, 7s don't look bad right now.
Yeah, Steph Pseudo had 200 Chris Pauls at one point. All right. Well, Zoltar, I appreciate you coming on.
Good. No, thank you. Thank you for doing this.
Music fans, and thank you for coming on. I love your NFT. I do, and I love the people in it. I love the community. I love the poker. Every day I'm shocked that like more people aren't buying them, but they'll learn. They'll come over.
We have some plans. There's nothing solid right now that we can really even talk about. We do have plans. We have regrets that we didn't do it like the traditional minting way, where you mint everything at once. You build the hype and you sell out initially. There's benefits to doing it that way. There's not benefits to doing it that way. But
I like your slow roll better.
What we're doing is we're learning a lot about how to keep people engaged. We're learning a lot about utility. So what we missed, you're
still married, right?
Upfront, yeah.
No divorce yet. Okay, cool.
She just came down to check out. That I was able to like talk my way out of that. So
nice.
So we're good there. Other guy, not so much.
Selling my Kiba this week bought me tons of space.
Oh, dude, that's what it's all about, man.
Yep.
You just need lead. Just give you a little, just throw little nuggets out there. Right?
I say a lot. Just trust me. I know what I'm doing. Just trust me, please. Just trust me.
Yep.
But she's also going to work every day when I'm not, so that's also where she has some leverage on me.
For the first time in 4 years, I have nobody at the house. We have 2 boys, but they're both in school now. We used to have a nanny, and I work from home, and so we'd have a nanny here, but nobody here now. So I kind of feel what you're going through.
I was the COVID nanny. That was me. It was it was a blessing to spend every day with my kids. And that's a straight up lie. It was awful. I mean, it's fucking awful. Worst. It's the worst thing ever. It's awful. Dude, I love my kids to death. I love them.
You feel like time is standing still.
Sometimes I say, like, the fact that you love your kids is why it's so hard. Because if you didn't love them, you could just ignore them and, treat them like crap and do whatever you want. But you're a good guy. I'm a good guy. Like, we take care of our kids. It's hard work.
Right. Yeah.
I got 3 young kids. All right.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
I sold. So someone's asking. I sold the Kiba Genesis membership. Rebel Star. I have 2. I had 2. Now I have 1. I had a giant bill hanging over our head, family, and I had to get it paid off. So I got my 1 free avatar, but honestly, these avatars are going to go fast tomorrow because yesterday was the private sale. It was only for the Genesis members, 809 of us, and I got shut out. I didn't even get one. So tomorrow's public sale it's a Dutch auction. It starts at 0.2 Ethereum, and then after 30 minutes goes down to 0.15. There ain't no way it's getting to 0.15. I promise you that. I got 5 in my free claim. Nice, Rebel Star. Beautiful. Love that.
Very nice.
My favorite part about these avatars is they have for this game that they're doing, kind of like a Mortal Kombat, they have hardcore mode, where if you choose, you don't have to, but if you choose, you can battle someone in hardcore mode. And if you lose, your avatar gets burned. And theirs gets enhanced fighting qualities. So, like, you think you get mad after losing a game of Madden. Imagine you just lost like $2,000 avatar. Like, it's gone.
That's
my gosh. I will never play that.
Do you have control? Do you have control over that game? Or like you?
Yeah, I believe it's going to be a VR fighting game. Yeah, VR fighting game.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Right.
But it's still being developed.
Okay. Nice. Wow.
All right. Zoltar,
right,
appreciate it. Music fans, stay tuned. This was a paid. You're supposed to be one of Josh Daniels' paid through Patreon. He told me to go ahead and show it, and we'll deal with any legal ramifications later. This is my buddy Josh Daniel. He is a musician. He's a really good musician, based here in Charlotte. And what we did is we did a rig rundown. He streams with his acoustic guitar, but at times it sounds like he's a whole band, and he's amazing. I can't say enough about him. He ended up on the Kelly Clarkson show a couple weeks ago. His story's amazing. We don't have time to go into it right now, but we're going to go ahead and take a listen to Josh Daniel play us out. And then around 10:30, we will raid good old Boards to Buckets. Zoltar, thank you so much again for coming on. I really appreciate you letting me stream this flop. It was fun.
Yeah,
make sure you get that set. So now, what are you gonna do with those cards? Just like lock them up and not touch them?
So I wanted to say, so I'm probably just gonna put them back and then take them out again and then shuffle the deck again, just so that there's no,
shuffle it live. That's a good idea to shuffle it live again.
Shuffle it live again, yeah.
I think although that's frowned upon, at a poker table with this situation, that proves that's your proof that nothing's rigged.
Right, exactly. I was thinking, I'll just leave it in wrap it in plastic or something and just leave. But I'm just gonna put them back and take them back out and shuffle them again. Nice. So
all right, everybody, enjoy Josh talking about his rig rundown. He plays some great tunes here as well, and then we'll go on a raid. Peace, y'all.
Like something you would find in a thrift shop. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the shed. I'm so happy to be here with my buddy Josh. Today we're going to do the rig rundown and get a sneak peek, or I guess a backstage look at the equipment that he uses. And I'm really excited to do this because as a friend, I'm also a huge fan. And a lot of the questions I'm going to ask you today are probably questions that I just genuinely want to ask you anyways.
Perfect.
So let's start with the main, driver of the music itself, The guitar. What brand is it?
This old beat up thing here.
It's if you look at this guitar up close, it looks like something you would find in a thrift shop for $10. But it's actually let's tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, it's a 97. It's a Taylor 410. And I guess that was their 25th anniversary, and they did some special stuff that year. I'm thinking, because I love this guitar. I've had it. I bought it used. Maybe I can't remember exactly, maybe in 2002 or something. It was probably 5 years old when I got it. And I just walked into a store to get a pack of strings, and somebody had just brought this in and sold it to the store. And I was like, man, I mean, it hadn't even been on the shelf, and I played, and I was like, I got to have that guitar. And so I maxed my credit card out. I think, it was maybe $900 or something, which is a lot,
It's an investment in your future.
I love it though.
How much of that wear and tear is from you, and how much came from when it was already on the shelf?
Probably 80% of it came from me. It had a few dings on it though when I got it, but I just played it so much. Of course, last year playing it every single day, that was just kind of the tip of the iceberg, because I've been playing this guitar ever since then. Pretty, 3 hours a day for many days a week for many years, really. And it's been my main axe. And even though I have a bunch of other guitars, and I still just come back to this one, especially for playing the streams and playing live out on stage. I love this guitar.
I feel like with musicians, there's two schools of thought. Some of them want a brand new shiny guitar every night, and they, like the Who, they would smash their guitars. And then there's people like you and say Mike McCready that just fall in love with a certain guitar and get to know it and just can't live without it.
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely the situation here. It's been all over the world with me, all over the US for sure. It's been refretted 3 times. I got a great luthier here in Charlotte, and he takes good care of me. So it's had the frets, because I've worn the frets down because I played it so much.
Oh yeah.
And then he added some epoxy to here because it was getting to look like Trigger. Willie Nelson's guitar, which I saw Willie the other night actually, and that guitar has a bigger hole in it now. I mean, it's amazing. Still sounds great.
Wow.
But that's his main axe, and he was still
Willie's the man.
He was hitting it pretty hard too at moments, but
been doing it for a long time.
Yeah.
So what kind of strings you got on that bad boy?
Yep, I like medium Diodarios. That's just what I've always been playing. They're I don't know. I play kind of hard. I use these Dunlop picks that are pretty thick. We were just talking about it.
Yeah, this is thicker than I thought.
And I go through a lot of these. So
and that's Dunlop brand.
Yep, I like those. I like the medium gauge strings, and that keeps me rolling, and that's the main thing. And at the end of the day, if I'm without all this stuff, without these mics, this pedal and all these gadgets and everything, there's still just an acoustic guitar,
Right. And
if I'm sitting around, it sounds like that,
it sounds amazing. I love the sound of that guitar. And
that's what I love. I just, I love being able to have an instrument that you can play around the campfire and play with other acoustic instruments. I mean, nothing better than having the fiddle and the upright bass
and
making noise without mics and stuff.
And that's something that you can't do with an electric. You just simply can't do it.
Right.
It's just
but work. On the same kind of opposite actually thing is that I do make this sound like an electric guitar.
And that pedal, which we'll get to in a minute, is one of my favorite ones that you use, because I feel like the initial impression some people might get when they see you with the acoustic is, this is kind of going to be kind of folksy. And then all of a sudden, here we go with some Nirvana and Pearl Jam and some like killer rock solos, which is one of my favorite things because you play such a wide spectrum on your stream. And so that is one of my favorite things, is that electric pedal.
Yeah, it's fun. I hadn't always done that until really the shutdown, and I was just started really kind of geeking out on my pedal setup, my sound, and just exploring new sounds, which is really fun. I got pretty inspired by Larry Kill, seeing him using a distortion pedal on acoustic, which I'd never done before, and I thought it was a little bit sacrilegious in a way, but then I saw him do it and I was like, man, I love it. So I started doing that during the quarantine, and now I freaking love it.
And so I know you're very particular about some of your equipment because you pretty much run all of your own sound. You don't have a sound guy per se. You have some people that help you out, but so I've seen you play like Through a Rainstorm. I've almost never seen you have major technical issues. What kind of cord are you using?
This is I love this. This is a cable made by the Rattlesnake cable company. they're really good quality. And I've had a few of these. I lost one, and immediately the next day bought another one because they're really high quality. And I think cables do matter. And I try to use the best that I can. And those guys are really, really great. So I love this one. It's long and it's coated, and it's just a great cable. I think it looks cool. It's green.
Yeah. I got nervous during that downpour that you played through at that private party. That was a little nerve wracking.
Remember, those guys were all holding umbrellas and getting tarps and keeping it. We kept the show going though.
It stopped for maybe 5 minutes, but that was a torrential downpour. Now, I'm a huge fan of the guitar. I like to watch people play guitar, but I think your singing is great on the stream. People love your voice. What kind of microphones we're using here to help project your voice?
Well, I've been on this, and I don't have the reverb on it right now because we're talking, and usually typically don't use reverb, but I'm using the Shure Beta 58, which I don't know. I've been using it for the past 5 years or so. I love it. I like it a little more than the regular 58. And when I go to a club and they have a different mic, I usually end up using this one. You're using not a very expensive mic, an extra mic, but
that's okay because my natural voice. So that mic looks a little beat up. Is that something that's kind of it looks just a little older, a little beat up?
It's definitely been around.
Is that something that's kind of special to you, kind of like your guitar?
I guess it is now that I've just sang into it for so long. It's kind of anything that you keep around that long starts to get a little sentimental. Yeah, so I love this mic, and it still sounds great and still works. That's one of the things about Shure mics that they're kind of known for, is like they can get beat up and they still work. They're like a really strong built mic.
Yeah, so, I don't know much about mics, but the one of the things I know is that Shure mics are the best.
Yeah, definitely.
So I want to get into your pedal board.
Yeah,
and I want to get into your looper especially because when you played at my house, this was a testament to your board. And when you're playing, my neighbor was there, and he said to me, he came up and said, "Oh, so he has backing tracks that are preloaded or something?" And I said, "No, there's no backing track here, man. Like, this is what you're hearing is what he just played 15 seconds ago, looped." And that's why, and he loops on top of that. And that's why at some points I'm just blown away on stream. If I'm just listening to it, it sounds like a full band is playing. And then I look and it's just you, and it's all stuff that you've created right there on the spot. So first, let's talk about the looper pedal, because I know that's the main driver.
Sure. And there's a lot of different loopers out there. Some that are more expensive, and some that are smaller and do different things. But I've kind of stuck with the one that I kind of started with. Now this is actually a more kind of souped up version, because it is the stereo looper, but it's the Digitech Jam Man, and I'm so bummed they're not making them anymore. So I've gone through quite a few. I've gone through 4 or 5 of them over the past 10 or 12 years. But I guess it's just the familiarity of it is just is what I like, and it's just functional for what I do. I mean, I don't do a lot of vocal loops and stuff, although you can do this with this pedal. But for what I like about it is you can erase loops, you can start them, and then if you add a layer and you don't like it, you can take it out. And it's in stereo, and that's I want to loop the signal. I want to loop the stereo part of it before it goes out of the looper. So it's nice to have that. And I love stereo, and I can kind of show you guys a little example of why I love playing in stereo so much. It's just that the guitar, just like right there, it just sounds so full, and that's due to reverb.
Give us an example without the stereo real quick. Sure. And then with it.
So I usually leave both of these pedals on. Those are both stereo pedals. That's just kind of raw guitar right there. But I love reverb. I gotta have it.
Oh yeah.
And then I do this thing with this other reverb pedal where it's just a little bit of a slap on there, which I really like.
Yeah, that's something I think the novice wouldn't notice without hearing both sides of it.
Yeah.
They just think that you just plug in and that's all it is. So what are the brands on those?
Okay, those are TC Electronics. That's the Flashback is the one I use for the slap, and then the Arena is the reverb, and I just use the Hall reverb on there. But sometimes when I'm getting kind of crazy, I go down there and kind of twist knobs and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
I'll show you guys some of that later. But so here's what the Digitech Jam Man. it's all about being on the one. I mean, just making loops is all about being on the one. So it's pretty simple, and it's got this is the record button here. You just kind of, so I kind of get the groove going a little bit, and then I want to start it right there. 3. That's a short loop.
Now you got your rhythm.
But it's on, And then I add a little bass right there.
So what pedal was that you just clicked up for that bass? That's my.
Okay,
that's
so
my
that's
favorite.
that's kind of a. I was thinking about jamming and not talking here.
Oh, that's okay. Just jam.
So I can bring it out if I want. Bring the bass out like that. Back to my. So that's just a quick example there. And then you click it up to erase it. So so the bass really changed my whole kind of sound over quarantine, and I got this a little bit before then. I've been using some octaves for bass, but Electro Harmonics came out with this bass pedal that I just really think it sounds really good, like an actual bass.
I have to say, earlier I said that the electric pedal was my favorite. This one is actually my favorite, especially watching you live when you got your speakers cranking.
Yeah.
You can feel that bass if you're there, and the bass line just adds so much to the complexity of the song. It sounds great.
Yeah, it definitely does. And I've had to, because of flight, not having enough room for a big pedal board, and you don't want to fly with it. I've been just flying with 3 pedals, and when I have to just pick 3, I pick the reverb, the looper, and the bass pedal. that's my main tools.
Now that little guy up in the left hand corner, I recognize that as the Boss tuner.
Yes.
That's pretty standard, yeah.
Yeah, that's just a good tuner. I've got it wired. The way I've got it wired is it's just always on. It doesn't do anything if I click on or off to the signal, and I just like because I kill my signal with a volume pedal if I want to kill it. But I want to be able to tune. I mean, sometimes I'm in the middle of a song and I'll hear that it's out of tune. I'll look down and I can do a tune in the middle of a tune.
Okay.
I can tune in the tune. So those are, I love reverb on the guitar. I do. Some people don't like it, and for certain situations you don't want to have it on there. But for me, and just being, especially when I'm playing solo, I love the reverb.
Yeah, it sounds amazing.
And I can show you another cool thing that I do sometimes to just add separation and fatten it up is there's actually on this flashback pedal, there's a setting, and I have to bend down to do it, but set it to ping, and it's really cool.
Yeah, let's see.
Hear how it's like real stereo, and that's how it's coming through on the phone and on YouTube. And people get home and they have their speakers and their home stereo, it'll be bouncing around like that.
And it's incredible how far the technology has come to kind of blend all that so we can all hear it the same way at home
and live in real time, just like right now.
Exactly.
I mean, a lot of times I'll just come out here, I'll start doing something like that and just have fun for the next hour and a half.
3.5 hours go by.
So I got 2 loops going right there. I've got the bass line going right there, and I've got kind of a rhythm track. They both sound different. So it sounds... But then I could add something crazy,
Like that 3-click, what you just did there in the middle of a song playing. Like, I don't think people understand how difficult that is. While you're playing and singing and just do that what you just did. That always blows my mind. And sometimes you get more on like 6 or 7 clicks.
Yeah. So I like that. That's an organ pedal there. I love this thing.
That's the MXR?
That is Electro Harmonics C9. And I have it. Turn this down a little bit, which I do with my toe a lot for my shoe. So I like this organ pedal. Just, you know, you can't use it on every song, but and I kind of use this delay here in conjunction with it. So if I wanted to, and I use this. I got to have the volume pedal. I've got to have it after that too. I've tested it out, and for this, it's see how I can bring it in and out.
Now, does that double as a wah-wah as well?
It doesn't. They make some that do.
Yeah, I've seen those.
So I'll click that delay on, and it kind of gets that sustaining organ sound as good as you can, you know.
So then you have a drummer, a bass player, a guitarist, and an organ player, and a singer.
All in my feet.
All in your band. Yeah. All in your band. Band of one.
Bring the loop up a little bit, maybe, you know. And then maybe I want to have some strings, and that's what this is like a mellotron pedal, but it does different things.
Oh yeah. So my neighbor would be confused.
So I use that, you know, once in a while. And then of course I love the Mutron, which is the kind of that's kind of the classic Jerry tone that we all love.
Very familiar.
And I use delay a lot. I love delay, and that's just the old the classic Boss delay there.
What's the difference between your two Mutron pedals?
So okay, so that's the Jerry there. And that's made by MUFX, and I believe it's the guy who made the original ones, you know, made these too. It's really close. It's really cool.
Yeah.
I mostly use that setting, but there is kind of a Stevie Wonder thing. But that's kind of the Jerry. Anyway, so made by the same company, MUFX, is the octave. Octavider is what they call it. So it's, so it's fun.
I don't even think, even as a fan and a friend of yours, I don't even think some of these subtle differences when I'm watching you live. I noticed that it sounds great, but I'm so happy to be able to see how it sounds great. You know, when you go into the Jerry, you know, the Jerry mode and things like that. It's just so unbelievably complicated while you're playing. It's still.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's I don't know how complicated it is. I know I'm not anywhere near that. So those are just all tools, you know, to get. Let's go back into that loop. Now, if I want to get into more rocking and I want to do the distortion like I was talking about, I click on the overdrive, and that's the MXR overdrive. I've had it for a few years. Click that on. I like to have delay on too, and I like to. Combo with one of those. Get Jerry in there on the. So that's, you know, that's the basic. That's the pedal board that you're hearing most of the time when you're hearing me. And when I'm out on the road, that's what I'm using.
Now, can we real quick talk about this? You have a secondary pedal board over here.
So when I'm in the shed, I've got, you know, kind of things kind of set up, and I use a couple extra things because I don't have to haul them around with me. So I've kind of added so I've added yet another pedal board just recently, and it's just kind of got some extra pedals on there that I had that I wasn't, you know, really using. And my thought was, well, we could have we could have this pedal board going, and of course it's in stereo, and then on a completely different line. So coming out of the tuner here, it's only getting the clean signal. It's going into another volume pedal and another channel, which is also in stereo. Just a way different sound. And it's also, I've just got another one of these kind of synth pedals over here.
Nice.
Oh, it's just more things to play with. But so I could be playing. It's kind of like having two different rigs going, honestly. But I could do them both at the same time and bring them in and out, just depending on the volume pedals. So I got two volume pedals. So that's just this pedal board, and then here's just the other one. So yeah, it's just fun. More things for me to have fun with. Over on this pedal board, just real quick, I'll show you the pedals on there. If you want to check it out real quick. So another volume pedal, that's a Synth 9 made by Electro Harmonics, same kind of thing. This is an Echo. It's kind of some kind of cool things. I got that actually from Jay Massis from Dinosaur Jr. He's
Oh wow.
yeah, I got a little plaque that says it belonged to Dinosaur Jr.
Insane.
He sold a bunch of stuff on Reverb recently, and I got that. This is cool. I love this Boss tremolo, and I got the Robert Keeley mod, so I sent it to Robert Keeley, and he put a booster on it. I love this pedal, but I didn't have room on the other pedal board. And then this is just a crazy, I don't know, just some crazy reverb.
Whoa,
it's really crazy. I haven't really figured it out. Yeah,
do some Pink Floyd stuff, like
yeah, totally, kind of. And then this thing right here is it's called a double tracker. It's kind of another stereo kind of thing. So that's just extra toys to play with. Not that important. This is the main pedal board.
Let me put you on the spot here real quick. Let's say you have to buy a new pedal, but which brand would you go with? Do you have a favorite brand that is your go-to pedal brand, or are you happy? You have several different brands going on here, probably 5-6 different brands, including Dinosaur Jr. custom model.
I guess those Electro Harmonics pedals. I've got 4 or 5 of those on there, and those are really cool for the synth stuff and the bass. So I like those guys a lot, and I just kind of stumbled upon them, and I don't have I'd have no endorsement deals right now or anything. I'm just showing you guys what I'm using.
Hint, hint.
Yes. But I definitely like the Electro Harmonics, and I like the TC electronic stuff too as well. Those seem pretty well built. I mean, I don't think I'm not one of those snobs. I don't think. I think anything, if it sounds good, I'll throw it on there.
Can I make a request for an upcoming stream that you have a permanent pedal camera?
Cam. Yes, everybody, you guys like that?
I want to see a pedal cam.
Okay,
I do. I would like that.
I was doing that for a while there. That was fun.
Yeah, I think you should bring that back.
It's cool. It's a kind of a cool look. So yeah, those are the main toys that I like to play with.
Now, what toys you got over here on your left?
Okay, so let's see. Okay, just extra things here. So, let's see. Okay, next up, let's see. Well, these are just the old-fashioned chimes that I had laying around. I don't know, and I one day brought them out because I thought it would kind of tie the transition,
tie the song together. That's what we said.
So I've just got that mic'd up with another Shure 57 there. And
now, when you go through with your guitar, do you ever worry about the tuning, messing up the tuning, or is it that light that it doesn't? And the Taylor.
Well, usually I have a capo,
yeah.
And then I had this little felt piece on the capo that I
didn't even notice that when I was doing that live. Okay.
But yeah, it's probably not the best idea to take your actual guitar and do that.
Right. That's what
although this guitar you know, not the best example of the best kept guitar either.
Best sounding though.
But I, you know, for what I feel like it's just like, for me, it's my match, you know, and for what I do, especially solo, you know. So I was watching a rig rundown, actually, I don't know, a couple of years ago, with Nels Klein from Wilco, and he had this it's from the early 2000s Korg Chaos pad, and it's
wild.
It's kind of a DJ tool, actually. It's like for people that do turntables, but he had special cables made, which I got as well, and you can run your guitar, your vocal through it, which is really fun. And it's got a really cool it's got some really cool delays on here, and it's fun to be able to just to mess with the timing on them if you're trying to get spacey. So I can kind of show you guys. You hear that? So I can be singing, do some, but it also has.
That instantly reminds me of some Pink Floyd.
It also has my guitar going through it.
Kind of like the wall sounding stuff.
Yeah. It's got a, that's the tape. And what Nell said, and I agree with him, is that this is closest to like an analog tape delay from back in the day that you could get, even though all these technologies come far since this was made. For whatever reason, this was a really cool. This is a really cool one, and so I got it, and I use it sometimes in the jams and stuff like that. Let's see here, but it's also got some other cool little like. So
you need to get Lefty on the DJ, and he can, that's hard to do, play and do that at the same time.
So I just had, I have this little table here that's meant for like a percussion thing, and I've got it on my mic stand, and so I have, toys. I got this little tack piano that I just fool with sometimes. I don't know. It's all just keeps me entertained. Hopefully keeps you guys entertained out there.
Can I have one more request?
Yeah.
So, by the way, if you're just joining us, this is the Rig Rundown with Josh Daniel, Aaron Kolar. We're here in the shed going through his equipment. Josh did an amazing thing this past year, streaming for 365 straight days. He still streams all the time for free. And the way that he does this with all of this equipment, making himself sound like a full band, is just incredible. So we're doing the Rig Rundown today. We're going through all his equipment. What I would love to see is, and I don't know if you have time for this, is one of my favorite songs is, well, you probably already know what it is. Jerry, Ruben, and Therese. Yeah. I love that song for a lot of reasons. No disrespect to Jerry. I think that your version is actually better than Jerry's version, and I think it showcases your pedals, a lot of different ones. Yeah. So I don't know. Do you have time to play it real quick and kind of tie it all together, so to speak?
Let's just. I'll show you the part loop, which is really fun, and it's the jam at the beginning and
you don't have to.
And it comes in and out. So I kind of get going first for a minute. Mm-hmm. Get it feeling good.
I get excited when I hear this at the show. It's one of my favorites.
So we're coming back around. And maybe add a little something on top of that, Then I like to do the bass. So I click the bass on, click record. And I try to think like a bass player. So get a little bit of a bass line going. So there we go. There's the bass. I click it off. Now I want to change my tone a little bit. Just to differentiate it. Maybe we'll put a Jerry on and then play the lead lick, which is. Just jam on that for a while, Sometimes I'll loop it. I say, right, so we got that lick going now. Start thinking a little bit about how Jerry had the organ. You know, he had Merle Saunders in there and he had Melvin Stills. Sometimes I'll just do a rhythm organ, or I'll do the lick because I like the lick a lot.
I love that lick.
Maybe I'm done with the organ. I'm just going back there. And then I want to take the lick out because I just want to improv. So I click that, hold it down. Yeah, that's a fun one there. I love doing that one.
Tie it together at the end.
And then erase it. There you go. And then the next loop is the next loop. And the next day it's different slightly.
The other thing I like about your looper is it's nice and big. You got 4 big pedals. I have a slightly smaller model that I really like. It's a Dunlop. It's a triple looper, and but it just has one button for everything. So you've got to get really good at like triple clicks and double clicks, and it gets really difficult, especially for me who's not good at the guitar. So it's hard for me to do 2 things at once.
Yeah, I think, you know, that's one of the things I like about it is it's got, you know, separate stop and records. And then you can change the channel up and down with those 2. Although, I mean, I don't really do that too much other than just to erase it. But a lot of people will, you know, they play to loops or they play to, you know, things that are pre-recorded. So it's a really cool tool for that too. I've never used it for that, but you could use it for that. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. And that's what it's all about is just have fun. And for me, playing all the time by myself, I just wanted a way to make it sound big and have fun, be able to improv over, you know, if I don't have someone else playing with me, it's kind of like playing with a band.
Yeah, and
which makes it more fun.
Almost sounds like you're in an arena and you're just here in the shed.
Just back here in the old shed here.
So one of the things that I'm most impressed with throughout your journey of streaming through this past year and more now is the quality of the video of your stream. Yeah. You know, that very first day was just one camera, you know, just one look. And then from the evolution now to having multiple effects, digital effects. Walk us through some of your, you know, your interface, your video.
Sure. Okay. Let's see here. I'll grab this. And I'll kind of show you from my perspective. And we've got Hannah here as well. She's helping. And so this is kind of what I'm looking at in front of me here. This is kind of the space station here. And as you can see, we've got a lot of stuff here. In the shed, I use a QSC touch mix. I love this thing. It's great. It's really small and it does